you know, you want to drop the blame on Charlie and say it's all Charlie's fault.
What did you do?
I do the best thing I know how. Nothing. I play music and I smoke a little grass now and then because it helps me and I like to relax with it. That's about it. I don't see anything wrong with drugs. Drugs is all right if you don't misuse them. If you misuse them and you're misinformed about them, then you make a big bad thing about them. And that's what the public has done. You know, if I wanted to kill somebody, I'd take this book and beat you to death with it, and I wouldn't feel a thing. It'd be just like walking to the drugstore. I lived in Hollywood, and I had all that. So I went through all that, and I seen that was a bigger prison than the one I just got out of, and I really didn't care to go back to prison. See, prison doesn't begin and end at the gate. Prison is in the mind. It's locked in one world that's dead and dying, or it's open into a world that's free and alive. Drugs, LSD, I don't consider a drug. I don't consider peyote a drug. Those are more or less religiously significant awareness, mind-expanding apparatuses that come from the intelligence of the universe. The reason that the girls liked me was, hey now, I'm all around you. And I play and I sing, and they say, hey man, you got soul in that music. And I said, yeah, I play a little bit, you know. I like music. And they said, man, you're really somebody. I said, oh, I am? Oh, I just got out of jail. I don't know what somebody is. They like my music. They said, we take you down here to Beverly Hills and we want to get you in with, because you're a star. I said, I'm a what? They said, you're a star. So they took me to the Beach Boys. And I went and I got on the surfboard and I rode around and I looked and I said, gee, this is more trouble than what I just got out of. You got nine, look at yourself. You got to wear that, whether you like it or not. You got to do things. You got to get up and go through all kinds of changes, whether you want to or not, doesn't matter. Your whole life is put in your paycheck. You couldn't pay me all the money in the world to do something I don't want to do. If I'm shoveling the barn and you want me to go just give a rumflop, I say, no, I'm doing something right here. I'm helping this blind man. Can't that come into your brain? I did not break the law. Jesus Christ told you that 2,000 years ago. You don't understand me. That's your trouble. Not my fault because you don't understand me. I don't understand you either. But I don't spend my whole life trying to put the blame over on you because my cigarette didn't light or because something didn't work right. What do you want to call me a murderer for? I've never killed anyone. I don't need to kill anyone. I think it. I have it here. I don't need to live in this physical realm. I walk around in the physical realm, and I put on the faces, and I talk, and I play, and it's this big act, man. In the spiritual world is where I live. I exist in places you never even dreamed of. I don't fit in society, and I am incompetent. I've never been a success at anything. I even got to the point where I didn't want to be a success at anything. What would being a success, what does that mean, you know? Money? Oh, I've had all the money in the world 3 times and I had to give it back. That's a stupid little game, you know? I hardly even think about too much. It's hard for me to remember breakfast. In fact, if I didn't have 2 or 3 girls to help me, I would pretty much be lost and I wouldn't know what the hell I'm doing. I've been with prostitutes and bums and winos and all my life. The street is my world. I don't pretend to go uptown and be anything fancy. I can, but I find more real in the world that I'm in than I do the tinsel. And the real world is the one I have to deal with every day. Believe me, if I started murdering people, there'd be none of you left. My children are coming. I told you 20 years ago. I told the judge, can't you see what you're doing here? He didn't care. Nobody cared. Only a handful of children cared. They cared enough to give their all.
That delusion that it's society stinks and needs to be punished will probably die an hour after he does.
Come with me and do what I say. These are the words of Charlie. Everybody do what you want. These are the words of Charlie. Then they go do what they want. Like Charlie told them. Then they kill, share, and say. to show him. Then they kill her and her friends and the baby too, leaving no mercy like Charlie told them to. But did Charlie really tell them what to do, or just say do what the fuck you wanna do? Then they get caught, then they go to jail. All the girls say a fairy tale, that it was Charlie's evil plot they followed that night. Girls acted fixed like they were all battered, trying to make people forget they murdered everyone that night. They were the ones who used the knife. But Charlie Manson was a leader, an icon, a fucking rock god. He will never be forgotten. People say he's rotten, I am driven of the rotten. This song is for Charlie, died November 19, 2017. He was born November 12, 1934. 7 more days, he would have been 84. Rest in peace.
Charles Millis Scott Manson.